Eddie said came off the edge. He was just there chasing him laughing. It's just like, we don't, nothing more terrifying. Choking Jason. Here comes the jiggle monster.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers around the world. Welcome to UCD American Football Opening Day. My name is Max Wolpoff, and I am thrilled to join all of you today as part of UCD American Football. We can't thank enough how happy we are to be here today from Dublin 14. Just getting word of the coin toss results. UCD will begin the game on defense kicking off, and the Dublin Rebels will start with the ball. Kickoff will be done today by Will the Drill Lambert, number 59 for UCD. He is also listed as an offensive and defensive lineman. Plenty of athleticism throughout the lineup today. You may actually be able to hear the commentary from some of the coaches on the sideline. As we want to thank all of our viewers from wherever you're tuning in from. I'd love to know, where is everybody tuning in from? I'm very curious where our global reach is today. UCD today. They will begin today, coached by Mark Wallace on offense. Tom Telford, you can hear him on special teams. Eddie Goggins is the quarterback coach. And Dara Farrell will be the team's head coach. Last year's Shamrock Bowl. The Rebels today are coached by Paul Kirkwood, Shane Campbell, Paul Grogan, Mike Zito, and Marcus Naylor. Their head coach is Shane Campbell.
Limousine
As I get my papers in order of who is going where, UCD will begin the game defending the southeast end zone. As we see some comments coming in from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for joining us from America's capital. Amsterdam, love to see the international player. And we got Barcelona, a couple Catalonians tuning us today from Spain. UCD will be defending the southeast end zone. And we have someone tuning in from the Canary Islands. Dang, that is far away. What are you doing watching us? Go enjoy the islands, please.
Hey, game time now! Let's go!
Rebels will send out their return team as we are just about to get started in this first quarter of action.
Head back, Will, let's go!
It'll be Lambert on the kickoff, and on the return, it looks to be Tommy Breslin, number 3. As we are underway from Dublin, received at the 5. Let's have some fun today. Trying to return up the middle, not going to get very far. Stopped before the 20, and the pile-up eventually brings him down. That was Michael Massari, number 31. Thank you for clarifying, Mr. Freeman, of where you're tuning in from. Washington State, Orcas Island. I have yet to be in Washington State for any reason. I do want to be there at one point in my life, but my life has taken me here to Dublin, Ireland. Woodbridge, Connecticut, I see tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Your defensive starters for today include Alex Brady, and you may notice Patty Sweeney is wearing number 99 today, not number 72. So that is a late number change, as Larry Doyle captains the defense. Yeah, but someone tuning in from Boston, Massachusetts on the first play from scrimmage, and it's a quick run up the middle. Linebacker gets him down.
Away from Farrell! Away from Farrell!
So a second down play coming here.
Hey, let's go, D! Get downhill! Go, D, take from me.
Offense and defense call out their formations. Thank you to all of you who are tuning in from D.C., Chicago, Brantford, Connecticut. Good morning to you. It's a pitch around the left end of the offense, and it is going to be a short gain, if anything, for the Rebels. Third down coming up here, and an early test of the Dublin Rebels offense. These two teams are very familiar with each other. Cross-county rivals, Dublin Rebels playing in the west of Dublin, here in UCD playing in the south of Dublin. As this is a huddle-up offense for the Rebels. UCD put a hurting on them last year in the Shamrock Bowl, getting out to a very fast, large lead, forcing a running clock situation in the second half of action. Sam Duran, low snap, fumbled it, picks it up, and now he has to run for his life. He is taken out of bounds. And an early stop for UCD, keeping Dublin Rebels on their half of the football field. And Dublin looks like they are lining up to punt. Back to punt will be Sean Butler, number 78.
Good job, D. He knows he's pulling off, though, right?
As actually, they might be lining up for a play here. This is an awfully long substitution here. The call from the sideline is for punt safe mode, just in case the Rebels decide to try something interesting. But as of now, Butler is lined up for the long snap. He's got it. It's a short one, and almost blocked by Patty Sweeney. Ball really short. This is going to set UCD up. Great field position. As the Rebels are forced to punt their first possession of this AFI season. It is opening day for American Football Ireland. As here comes the UCD offense, led out by their starting quarterback and offensive captain, Aaron Mooney. He'll be wearing number 17. He'll be taking the ball from Sebastian Meidel, number 70, to kick off today's game. It was an interesting competition throughout preseason camp. Who would win the starting job at center? Meidel ended up winning it, but as UCD you'll hear a lot, they are too deep at basically every position. Shotgun snap comes from Mooney. It goes back. He falls on the ball, and it's an early, long second down coming for UCD. So now UCD, unlike Dublin Rebels, they will not huddle. They stay in formation and get the signals from the sideline. You'll be seeing the signals get called in at times from Mark Lawless. Gave him a misname there. High snap, run coming up the middle, and it's a short run, offensive yards from Tom McKenniff. McKenniff was the quarterback of UCD's flag football team last week during intervarsities, in an intervarsity tournament in which UCD finished second to Maynooth University. So now Mooney taking the shotgun snap. He fields it high, going long ball, and it's down the right sideline. An early explosive play on third down, and UCD is in business inside the 20. inside the 30. It is a 90-yard field, so the 45-yard line is midfield for both teams. Interesting formation, full house backfield, handoff to McKenniff, lots of blocking along the way. McKenniff all the way up the middle, and he stopped just a bit short. UCD going quickly here, looking to jump on top for an early lead. First down coming. Another four-person backfield lined up strong side left. Mooney lines up and gets the snap from center. High, fake the handoff McKenniff. He throws it, and just off the hands of the receiver, Tom Donovan. Donovan, very familiar to these two squads. He is a two-time Shamrock Bowl MVP, both with UCD, and he's faced the Dublin Rebels in the last 3 Shamrock Bowls in his lengthy career with UCD. Second and goal coming from inside the 5. They line up a bunch formation to the right with a wide receiver all the way out left. That's Lewis Stenson. Fake the handoff. Mooney's going to go up the middle, and he is bottled up. No, not a whole lot on that. Third down coming as UCD struggling to find the end zone here. Third down coming. Mooney in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers and a halfback. Takes a snap over the middle, and it's broken up, incomplete, sets up a 4th down play. An early chance here for this 4th down conversion. Early chance for a 4th down conversion here. UCD does not have a place kicker on the roster this season, so they will line up to go for it on 4th down frequently. Mooney with the traditional 4-wide set 2 apiece. Takes a snap, looking to his right, looking back at the pylon. Touchdown! So the score is 6-0 UCD. As I mentioned earlier, they do not have a place kicker, so they will go for 2. They like to call this the tractor formation, as you might be able to tell. I would have called it snowplow because it runs over people. UCD going from the 3. It is a wildcat formation snap. Fumbled snap, and looks like they don't get it. So it's a 6-0 lead UCD. It will stay on the failed 2-point conversion. Stu Wiley has the first points of the UCD season in this 2025 year, and back on defense comes the UCD team. Will Lambert will go back to kick once more. We thank everybody for joining us, wherever you're joining us from. It's been an incredible ride. Stu Wiley had some incredible moments in that first drive. As we apologize about the camera not catching the kick, it is an artificial intelligence camera, so it's meant to keep as many people in the camera view as possible. So we may not see the kickoff here from Will Lambert. Actually, it's going to turn just in time for us to actually see it. Lambert will give it a swing of his right leg. He's wearing 2 different boots. You may be able to see the colors as he kicks it off. The one on his right foot is a soccer boot, that we might say in the United States. His return goes up the middle and making some decent yards before getting clobbered inside the 30. So the UCD defense gets back to work after forcing a quick 3 and out from the Rebels offense in the first series. Rebels will set up inside in the middle of the field. As there was a quick shift for the defense. So they'll keep the same guys in from the last series. UCD will switch out the defensive line frequently on long drives, try to keep everybody fresh throughout the course of the game. Handoff comes from Duran looking for McCarthy, and a pile push short gain brings up second down. And that stat, Michael Harvey among others, keeping that play going. Nowhere in particular. It is a 6-0 lead here in Dublin 14. The Rebels are moving southeast toward County Wicklow. Their sideline is situated toward the Irish Sea. And the UCD bench is sort of situated going east toward County Kildare. Duran in the shotgun. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looks the wrong direction at first, and that may have cost them some yards. Duran turned the right. The run was scheduled to go left, and now it's a 3rd and long once again. UCD yet to have a reason to go off of their first 11 here for defense. Duran running out in motion, trying to get far, and he's bottled up by 3 and 4 different guys. 4th down here as UCD once again forces the Rebels into a 4th down decision. It's then Sean Douglas in the back to retrieve this punt, as Rebels will line up in punt formation. So already UCD forcing 2 3 and outs. As we have some whistles coming in. Timeout Rebels. That is their first timeout. Teams are entitled to 3 timeouts. Curious decision here what the call is for the Rebels, as it didn't look like they were misaligned or anything. This early 6-0 lead. If you've got questions for me, please put them in the chat. More than happy to answer them as the game goes on. It's number 5, Jack Crownen, back for the punt kick. Douglas is back to return. Another kick. This one is about as bad as the previous one, and UCD's got a call to get away, as it's going to be yet another incredible starting field position for UCD. Not that far from midfield. So that's 2 punts for the Rebels here in this first quarter, as UCD goes back on offense heading northwest. As there's a player down. So already there is a injury stoppage here, as paramedics are going to come out here to tend to an injured Rebel. So got a perfect time for some questions, as I see Milk Tray 08. What is your ideal Sunday? As that is linebacker Keith Foster being helped off of the field for the Rebels. So my ideal Sunday actually depends on the season, because my ideal Sunday typically goes doing something like this. I enjoy working on Sunday. I really do. I really enjoy working on big days like this. I enjoy being part of the atmosphere of a game. I enjoy being somewhere incredible where the crowds are jumping. There's a great feel to the room. So my ideal Sunday is either a really good live show in the evening or a fun sports game in the afternoon, followed by maybe a movie at night if I'm going to make this an ideal day. So no Trey 08, that's my answer for you. And you can fill in the sport for the season as it goes. So Mooney lines back up with the offense. As blitz coming up the middle, pitch play, off to the side, making a nice man miss. And McKenna gets some good yards. So this is a manageable second down coming. Last season was it was UCD who won, Walter Perez. UCD won the Shamrock Bowl last season, making them two-time winners of the AFI tournament. They finished second in the league to this Rebels squad. Rebels was the only team to defeat UCD. High snap from Mooney, yet another run up the middle for McKenna. McKenna to get the first down, gain the midfield line, and he is across into Rebels territory. I see your question, whole file 8313. Tyler Houghton is wearing number 28. Yet to see him make the field. Swing pass. He breaks the tackle. Incredible play from Tom Donovan, the two-time Shamrock Bowl MVP, is showing you why. Here comes Alex Kusmeric, normally a free safety for this team, but he's taken to getting involved in the running game. Mooney sets up with two joining him in the backfield and three to his right. And this is going to be a penalized snap. Looked like some people moved early, and it'll be a false start. First penalty of the day is a false start against UCD. So that brings up 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 20. UCD has yet to have a reason to go away from this starting offensive formation with Mooney in the back with McKenna. They just now brought on Kusmeric, their backup running back. Mooney lines up. He's got a lot of blockers to his right. As Kusmeric will line up to the right in the half set. And he will take the snap, got some room up the middle. And that is another good gain, getting back to the original line of scrimmage for a second down. Mooney looking in for the sign, trying to see what the play is. UCD yet to have a reason to go outside of their base offense, as Sean Douglas running in motion to his left. Mooney, pitch play to McKenna, pitch play to Kusmeric. Kusmeric's got a lot of room. An incredible block from Sean Douglas. Inside the goal line, the go-to-goal situation coming here. Great block from Sean Douglas to set Kusmeric free down the sideline. Second time UCD has marched into 1st and goal territory today. As it looks like the officials are going to discuss a penalty here. As the Rebels defense having some trouble in the early going. I'm not exactly sure what the holdup is here. Oh, offensive holding will push UCD back.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
So they lose the entirety of that play. And already, with UCD on the march, that is the end of the first quarter.
Water break. Hey, water break, guys. Leave you over there now.
So at the end of quarter one, it is 6-0 UCD on a touchdown pass to Stu Wiley from 4th and goal.
They haven't told us. We checked the clock. That's only 4 drives.
It is 12-minute quarters for those thinking that was an awfully fast quarter, which it was, in fairness. So now following this break, UCD will come back. You'll hear the commentary from the UCD bench away from the play callers. There's a reason a lot of college teams have gone to having those big banners behind the coaches who are giving the play signals for those who still do that. It's because the players on the field need to have a clear line of sight to them and have a clear vision of who is giving what signal. As you see, the league required ambulance is driving onto the nearby soccer pitch. They're all-purpose fields here at UCD. So this is the only AstroTurf field in this complex. The other two are natural grass. Second quarter underway after the holding penalty on the offense. Mooney sends a man in motion from his left to his right. Offside, free play coming here. Mooney is going to go shoot for the end zone, and he's got a chance. Douglas can't bring it down. An incomplete pass on the free play as Douglas just unable to bring it in double coverage. Might as well go for it. As you're able to clearly hear the announcement due to the loud microphones on this camera. Second and manageable coming for UCD. Mooney still has Kusmerik in the backfield. 4 receivers, 2 to each side of the formation. Mydell snap is a good one. Looking for an underneath route. Got it. And breaking through a tackle is Stu Wiley. He'll break through, get the first down, and it's 1st and goal. Stu Wiley already with 1 touchdown today. Can he get a second one as he barreled over a Rebels player? It was Joel Thorpe, number 11, in coverage. UCD is going to bunch everybody onto the right side of the formation on the near sideline. Snap, run play to Kusmerik up the middle, and he is short by a little bit. Kusmerik just missing. As the excited call comes for Tractor. UCD's short yardage situation, they'll bring the big bodies in for this 1st and goal situation. Tom Donovan is the one lined up deep in the backfield. He will receive the ball. He'll run toward his blockers. Easy does it, Tom Donovan. He is in for the touchdown. Looks like it. No, he's short. He's going to be marked a little short. Very well then. We'll see if UCD keeps it going, and it's looking like they're going to just keep the same formation on the field. So they gain some yards, and they are going to line up inside of the 1. They'll change the blockers to the right side of the formation. So Donovan takes a look, He'll go to the right. He's got all sorts of room. The signal is touchdown. So now it is 12-0 UCD on top. As they line up to go for two. And they'll keep the same formation on the field. Donovan in the backfield, run to the right, and he will walk in untouched.
Hey, kick off, let's go! Kick off! Full speed, baby, full speed!
So UCD has had the ball twice, and they have scored twice. 14-0 over the Rebels. Rebels are already in deep trouble right now, down 2 scores to UCD's formidable offense. And a player goes down before the kick can be done. Went down by the southeast end zone. As it's another delay here in the second quarter. Time to get your questions in if you've got some. As Will Lambert is going to have to wait for this injured player to come off of the field. Sam Doran is getting loose on the sideline. He is a 9-year veteran of American football, 4 years with the Dublin Rebels, including 1 Shamrock Bowl title, a Dublin local. Also has experience playing association football, Gaelic football, and hurling. As now with the player coming off from special teams, Rebels are going to have to adjust their special teams formation. So you may have been able to see they brought on Tommy Breslin, number 3. Quarterback of the Rebels is Sam Doran, spelled D-O-R-A-N. You may notice I'm turning off to the right a lot. This is where my roster notes are on my computer, but thankfully many members of both teams filled out, and some of them even took it seriously. And it's another drill deep toward the end zone, fielded inside the goal line. And before the 10, there is contact and driven back. The Rebels are going to start with bad field position once again. So 2 3-and-outs, 2 punts go the way of the Dublin Rebels today. So Doran comes back onto the field for the Rebels. As the Rebels will huddle up again, looking to get something on the board with this drive, and just get a first down would be an improvement from the previous drive. 3 receivers line up to the quarterback's left. As UCD stays in their 4-down lineman with 2 linebacker formation. Run is up the middle, and it is stopped for limited gain. As they untangle the pile, they'll reset for second down. As the officials have brought in the man from the side to spot this ball better. And it's an offside penalty on the defense. So UCD commits their first penalty on the defense. as the Rebels are gifted some free yards here on first down. So Doran will line up. Pete McMahon is in the backfield, number 15. Doran is going to throw. Doran low and all the way. Very Steve breaks it up. And Verjou with a pass breakup to bring up second down. Captain of this UCD defense. Rebels are having trouble gaining any sort of yards. It is the second quarter of action. UCD ups 14-0. They've scored on both of their offensive drives. This is Dublin's third time with the ball. Three receivers to the left once again. Doran, he's going to get, he hurries up, he's hit, stay up very long. Great sack up the middle, Will Ehrlich. I see a comment from my dad, weather does look amazing for March football in Ireland. I don't know how that happened. I walked out today and it was sunny with just the right amount of wind. So a huge sack on the play for Ehrlich. As Doran sets up once more. Rebels are going to keep with this 3 wide. A bit low on the snap. Ball going all the way deep, and it's way overshot. Looking for Breslin, and on the coverage was 45, Larry Doyle. So now a chance for UCD with the punt. It's too deep in territory for Rebels to go for it, surely. Maybe. Things get weird in this league. Not everybody has great kickers. As you see the score posted on the fence behind the southeast end zone, it is 14-0 in the second quarter. Punt formation coming for the Rebels. Perfect snap. This kick is way better than the previous one. It's fielded, and UCD is going to have a chance for a return here as Douglas can only get to the 40. So yet another 3 and out for the Rebels. Last year's Shamrock Bowl finalists are having trouble this season getting their offense going and keeping UCD out of the end zone. Third time with the ball coming up for UCD. Mooney's got a pistol back set with 3 receivers to his right. That's Pat Duffy, number 87, looking for an adjustment on the signal. Handoff coming here. McKenna getting through, and McKenna's got plenty of room to make that play. A good first down play coming. Sets up a second and manageable here for UCD. Mooney again lines up with his receivers mostly to his right. That's Pat Duffy lined up on the left side of the formation, all on his own. Mooney fakes the handoff. He's going to look that way, one-on-one. Duffy, the pass broken up. He's caught it. Breaking free for a tackle. He makes it all the way. Pat Duffy makes it on the board. Nothing. What a grab. Pass looked like it was broken up for a few moments, and then it wasn't. So Wiley, Duffy, Both have passing touchdowns. Wait a second. The officials are going to talk about this play. The signal is touchdown. All right. UCD lines up for 2. Here's Donovan. He'll run to his left, trying to break it outside to the edge, and he is getting to the pylon. Will he get there? No, he doesn't. The 2-point conversion is no good, as it is 20-0. UCD is 3 for 3 on drive, ending in the end zone, and the Rebels are 0 for 3 on getting a first down. It was a penalty on the conversion play, so Rebels will decline that, and that will bring up another kickoff play.
Let's go, quick, get the business. Where's the code? Where's the key? Lock in.
Rebels once again are lining up to receive a kick. Rebels have yet to kick off today as they started the game with the ball, and they were not able to do anything with it. 3 and out, played to a UCD touchdown. Then the Rebels punted again, which led to a UCD touchdown. And then the Rebels punted again, which led to a UCD touchdown. Lambert lines up to kick off once more. This is his 3rd time. Starting this 20-0 game as the Rebels are waiting for kick. Lambert's swing of the right leg. We're back underway. Off the kick. Turn up the middle and bobbled up. The people you hear barking are not dogs; those are people. See the comment.
He's wiry.
On that kickoff, Daniel Greer was the one with the reception. That is number 37. Yes, he does run fast.
Offside on the key. Lay it on it.
Once again, the referees are discussing something.
Guys, hey, we gotta kick off again. Just be ready. Kick off. Be ready.
And it'll be a penalty on the UCD kickoff team. And this will give the best field position of the day so far to the Dublin Rebels. This is the first time they've gotten this far down the field for any. All right. Rebels are going to keep with their 3 wide to the left formation. It hasn't worked a whole lot so far. Doran hand it off up the middle. Can't get very far. Brings up 2nd down. Larry Doyle, among others, in on that stop. Hitting their flag quota in the first half. Yeah. Again, the quality of football is definitely a step down for our American viewers who are used to watching the National Football League, Division I college, and even the United Football League. However, it is still an incredibly passionate sport, but yeah, the refereeing definitely does leave to be desired at times. A short gain. Three set up again for the pass. Linebacker blitz timing and counted. Oh, and a back there. What a pass! Eddie Goggins Jr. 55 on that sack. Brings up a third down here. Rebels work the play, and so is UCD's defense. UCD likes to line up in their nickel formation with 5 devoted to coverage. As Doran again waits for the snap. Looking to his right. Stephen Alenki running him down. Alenki is going to break up the pass. He won't hit a sack, but a nice breakup. Kick return coming here as the Rebels are once again 3 plays and done. I see the comment from Michael Reed. Yes, Evan Quigley is playing today. He's listed on the roster. Not sure if I've seen him in the game yet. So once again, the Rebels having a really hard time making any kind of offensive work as they line up in yet another punt formation.
Let's go, Greer. Go, you make it count.
As long as nobody goes offside, you got a real chance here.
Fire, fire, fire!
And it's yet another bouncing kick. UCD is fortunate there that it didn't bounce off of their man in coverage. Very lucky that it didn't hit off of Will Ehrlich as we lose sight of the camera. This happens from time to time, nothing to worry about. We typically get it right back right after. So that's 4 drives, 4 punts for the Dublin Rebels. As we're getting into the later stages of this second quarter of action, UCD's had the ball 3 times and they've scored 3 touchdowns. So let's see what UCD comes up with here as they go back out on offense. Mooney lines up with 2 joining him in the backfield. He'll send out Wiley in motion. And it's an offside. Time for another free play. Blitz pickup from McKenna. Mooney is running away from the pressure, and he will throw the ball away. With 5 free yards coming here for the UCD offense. Oh yeah, I do hear a dog barking in the background. I apologize for saying that those were people imitating dogs. Nope, that's a real dog. There is a walking trail on the UCD bench side that is typically well populated by people out for their jogs or their bikes or their dog walks. But anyway, first down play off the offside penalty. Mooney escaping pressure, throwing it over, and it's caught. Well caught by Sean Douglas, who's able to get across the line for that first down. Joel Corp again on the tackle as UCD sets up again with another first down. At about 3 minutes to go here in this second quarter of action. UCD trying to put a hurting here on Rebels very quickly. There is a provision in the AFI rulebook that allows for a running clock after a team goes up by 30 points. And UCD will call their first timeout. They have 2 remaining. Both teams now have 2 remaining. So if anybody's got more questions, we've got a little bit of time. Second quarter of action, UCD leads 20-0 over the Dublin Rebels. Aaron Mooney already with 3 touchdown passes today. Pat Duffy, Tom Donovan, and Stu Wiley. Thank you for the edit, Just Squid playing. 34 plus for the running clock. I think I'm forgetting it. I think I'm mixing it up with the flag football rulebook that had it at 30 for some reason. I knew it at least started with a 3, so I was close. UCD will come out of the timeout looking to keep its receivers on the offensive right. As we get set to go here, Mooney's got 3 options to his right, plus a tight end, plus a back. He'll pitch it to McKenna. McKenna's got some blockers up ahead. He gets a few yards before being dragged down. Somebody wearing number 7 dragged him down, but I don't know who that is because nobody wears the number 7 according to Dublin's roster. Oh, nope, Kenny McCarthy. My bad. That's my stupid mistake. I wrote him down as number 6, not number 7. My bad. Mooney's got the snap. Mooney looking for options. Got a man underneath the zone. Shake and bake move from Douglas. Douglas gets around another defender. He gets around more. And eventually he's suplexed down on the play. Michael Masari breaking up the play. Brings up a first down just outside the 10. They bring Wiley into the backfield with Mooney and McKenna. Take the handoff, one-on-one, receiver outside, and did he bring it down and play? You bet he did. What hands, what a touchdown.
Kickoff ready.
As that is a huge hit on the play, as the receiver may need some attention. He held on to the ball. As I say hi to my grandparents watching from Lewis, Delaware. So glad you've tuned in. Thank you for being part of my Saturday. Glad everybody could get up early enough. It is 8:50 in the morning in the United States on the East Coast. As UCD will line up to go for 2. They go away from their tractor formation for a moment here. As interestingly, my apologies, the touchdown was called back for offensive holding. So and now a false start will push UCD back even more. So they take the touchdown off the board for an offensive holding penalty. And the player down was Jefferson Freeman, number 13. So this is going to be a lengthy play here for UCD. They'll go into their traditional 2-wide formation for each side. Mooney waits for options to develop, trying that side of the end zone once again, and double coverage on Douglas, pass broken up, incomplete. This brings up second down, finally. So my apologies for saying that it was 26-20. It is still 20-0. Jefferson Freeman's touchdown catch was called back due to an offensive holding penalty. Mooney lines up, two receivers each side. He'll go to his left, got a man open, and can't get a whole lot on the play, but it brings up third down. As I believe this is the 2-minute timeout. Yep, it is the 2-minute timeout. So 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter. UCD has found the end zone 3 times they've had the ball. First play coming out of 2 minutes. Looks like they'll line up with, that's Tom Donovan going into motion. Two receivers each side, slot both sides. Mooney got plenty of options here. Going over the middle, got a man open, it's Wiley. Wiley gets it inside the 5. As Mooney is making signals to the sideline, looks like he's trying to figure out what the play call is. UCD has had their way with the Dublin Rebels here in this first half. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Now lining up 4 yards away from their 4th touchdown of the day. Three receivers right side. Mooney going all the way back post looking for Wiley. Oh! Now the score is 26-0 as UCD piles on the points here in this first half. So now they stay off of their tractor formation as they keep with the traditional offense. Aaron Mooney, he's got 2 receivers each side. There's confusion on the right side of who the Rebels are going to cover. And confusion here as UCD looks like they were confused as well. False start on Wiley on the far side of the formation. So no harm, it'll just go from going from the 3-yard line to now starting from the 8-yard line. As UCD lining up to go for 2 here. Let's see what the play call is now, going for 2 from the 8-yard line. Mooney looking underneath, and the underneath and has hold of the leg. Forward progress stopped as Donovan could not break away from the ankle tackle. No conversion, and here comes the 5th kickoff of the day for UCD.
Let's go, boys. Go 3-7. I see you play, boy. Let's go. Congratulations.
We have a viewer from, I'm going to see if let me see if I'm going to pronounce this town name correctly. Niseko, Japan. Good evening to you and welcome. Happy to see viewers from the land of the rising sun. UCD is up 26-0. It's actually interesting. We have a viewer from Japan. Someone joined our club earlier this year, and she is from Japan. She is an offensive analyst with her home university in Japan, doing a study abroad year with UCD in their languages program.
Go kick off! Go kick off!
Lambert lines up for another kick. He is wearing two different styles of boots. The one on his left is a lineman's boot. The one on his right, what he's kicking with, is a soccer boot. Huge muff here. This is going to be not great field position once again as Greer brings him down. Way to break through. As a breakthrough play, and another penalty has been called. Another penalty called on the UCD kickoff. This was a problem during the intervarsities up against the Limerick, which you can watch on the UCD American Football channel. As the Rebels are going to ask UCD to re-kick the ball instead of taking the penalty from the spot of the end of the play. Fascinating. So Daniel Greer's tackle on that last one is all for naught, as the Rebels line up once again for a kickoff formation. We got another viewer tuning in from Ormond Beach, Florida. I know where that is. I've been to Daytona Beach. I should say, I know where Daytona Beach is, but I don't exactly know where Ormond Beach is in relation. So thank you for joining us as UCD will line up for yet another kickoff. And this kick is going to be a squib. Interesting bounce. Rebels field it. They get beyond the 20. And Greer makes it to the pile once again for yet another great tackle off of the kickoff formation. So UCD lines up here. Their defense has been perfect thus far. Looking like my brother and I when we play in our dynasty mode in NCAA Football 2005. I should clarify. For those of you unaware, NCAA Football 2005 was a video game that came out in 2004 for the college football season. Larry Fitzgerald was on the cover when he played for Pittsburgh. My brother's alma mater, Hofstra University, a D1 AA team, is in the game. Thank you so much for joining us, Alex Poole. As Doran lines up once again. The Rebels haven't gone away from this 3 wide to 1 side formation much in this game. Pass comes over the middle and incomplete. Broken up, Michael Harvey got to the play a little bit early and he'll get flagged for it. Strong safety. They have just gifted the Rebels their first down of the day. This gives me a chance to finish my story. So my brother plays the defensive snaps. I play the offensive snaps, and our defense doesn't get that much love for how good it is, basically because we only allow 3 and outs. And I held on to the ball the entire game. So none of our defensive players get the tackles needed to win Defensive Player of the Year. However, our defensive line is frequently up there in the D-Line of the Year awards. Shout out to my brother Zach, watching this in Delaware today. As UCD watching again as the Rebels stick with now a two receiver set formation with a tight end inside the backfield off the line. This is their first down of the day inside of the 2-minute warning. Off snap, and that pass went nowhere. Here comes 2nd down. Rebels do have 2 timeouts in this half. UCD also has 2 timeouts left in this half, as it's a 26-0 win so far for UCD. As it is 1st and 10 from the 40. because UCD American football plays in a rugby pitch, the field has to be shortened 5 yards. So midfield is 45. Disregard the fact that the sign says 50. 3 receivers left. Tailback stays back in blitz coverage, going all the way with the catch. Got a catch open. Tommy Breslin, number 3, gets the Rebels' first down via an offensive play all day. UCD now giving up their first down on a play from scrimmage. Doran waits for his effort. Here comes a blitz up the middle. It's picked up. Moran trying to run free. He can't do so. And it looks like that's going to be ruled a fumble, and UCD's got the ball. Will Ehrlich with another incredible fumble recovery off the strip stack. UCD's offense goes back onto the field inside of 2 minutes to go. Let's see if UCD can pile back on this scoreboard. 26-0, they lead it. And under 2 minutes, what can the offense draw up? As a reminder for those tuning in, there is no place kicker position on the UCD team. They do not recruit one. They don't like to run field goal plays. They do not have an extra point unit. They go for 2 every time. As it's Mooney on the snap, fakes the handoff, looking sideline, got Douglas, and Douglas cannot bring it in without it hitting the ground. Incomplete 2nd and 10 coming up here. As UCD's offense with the clock stopped due to the incompletion, taking their time getting the play caller. Good job. 2 receivers each side. Here comes the snap. Here comes the play. Blitz is picked up. And just dropping the interception. It's 3rd and 10. UCD trying a home run play as a player is down that was on the blitz for Dublin. Inside of 2 minutes, an injury timeout on the incomplete pass. So it's an injury timeout for the Rebels. They trail 26-0. We are inside of 2 minutes. The officials keep time on the field, so I'm uncertain of precisely how much time is left, hence the necessity of a 2-minute warning. I was not able to see who is down for the Rebels. If anybody sees a number, feel free to put it in the chat, but I don't see him just yet. So there are 5 seconds left. So UCD here with third and 10 coming, likely going to be the final play of the half, barring a penalty. As the paramedics, these 3 have been busy from the ambulance unit. All right, anybody got questions? Halftime's coming up soon, so we've got plenty of time to get to questions from all of you, if you've got any. As it's an injury timeout with about 5 seconds remaining here in this first half. As it's number 79, Sean Cray, the one down. Cray's a 5-season veteran. He's been with the Dublin Rebels 3 to 4 years on and off since 2005. But he is being helped off the field on this play, so it might be a bit until we see him again. Likely the final play of the half. Here's Mooney looking for a pass deep downfield, trying to set up, looking deep, and it is caught by Donovan, but it's going to be short. Nope, they ruled it incomplete. So Donovan does not get that pass for his records, as it's just an incomplete pass for the half.
You got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes in yourself. Go. You got 5 minutes.
So UCD will begin the half with the ball. Probably a lot of the reason UCD wasn't super aggressive on those plays in the half. Because I'm going to mute the field audio here so I can potentially take questions unencumbered by listening into the UCD sideline. If anyone's got questions, this is halftime. It is 26-0. UCD in the lead. Third quarter coming up next. So if you got questions for me, if you got questions about UCD American football, this upcoming football season, UCD will be playing in 2 of the first games for the AFI season. This is technically, I think, week -1 for American Football Ireland, as next week will likely be seen as week 0, as it'll be UCD against the Belfast Knights following this game against the Rebels. So already UCD, if they come out with 2 victories in those 2 weeks, have a shot to be 2-0 leading into a lengthy break for March. The next game for UCD will be a road contest on April 13th, going to Cork to face the Admirals, followed by a trip to Limerick to face the University of Limerick Vikings. Already very good performances so far. Stu Wiley's got 2 touchdowns. Wiley's played football for 5 years. He's been on this team for 2, and he's part of the Irish Wolfhounds national team as well, including a Shamrock Bowl win last season. So he's got 2 touchdown pass receptions today. Pat Duffy's got a run, and Tom Donovan's got another. All right, we got a question in the chat. I've been with the team for a while. The camaraderie among the players and coaches. If today was any indication, this team has that sort of magical chemistry that you want to see as a coach and as a player. You definitely want to see things like this. This is a really good team. Everybody's, for the most part, capable of giving each other the business and being part of the business. It's a really good vibe. It's a good vibe around practice. It's a good vibe around the coaching staff. The coaching staff, after the joint practice against the Belfast Trojans when they came down, set the standard high and said, we need to not play like this if we want to win the championship. And I think this coaching staff understands what it means to go for a championship. This is a team that's won 2 of the last 3 Shamrock Bowls and been in all 3 of them in a row. So coming out of COVID, UCD has absolutely found their way to maintain a good team culture. The veterans are instilling in that good team culture, and it helps that the team wins. So for the first time coming up here in the second half, UCD will actually be able to return a kickoff, which means we may be able to see number 2, Brandon Atwell, on the field. Atwell was ejected from the Shamrock Bowl in the second half, so as a result, he had to sit out a game in the first half of this season, similar to the rules in college. When you get ejected from a game and it's the second half, you have to sit out the first half of the next game. So here, Atwell will be back on the field. He'll be wearing the number 2. So if you spot him, then he will be part of the kick return team. Didn't need him in that first half because UCD led by kicking off the ball after winning the coin toss. And it was punt, 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 fumble for the Rebels on their drives. Touchdown, 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 end of half were the 4 drives for UCD. So all 3 full drives resulted in scoring plays. We thank everybody again for joining us. My name is Max Wolpoff, and I am thrilled to be part of this UCD American football team, bringing you all the coverage for the games in this AFI season. You know, I do see a bunch of you that are commenting the work that I'm doing. So I just wanted to check in on the audio, make sure that the game hadn't come back yet or wasn't close to it. It still gets me charged when people comment that my commentary is any good. I'm used to nobody liking what I do. So I say that as a joke. I've been at this for a long time. I know that I can do this. Sometimes it just takes proving it. (26-0) will be the score to start the third quarter. As there you see the league-mandated ambulance in the background. We have someone chiming in from Brighton, Michigan. Good to see the Kolokides family joining us. Am I pronouncing that correctly? That was the pronunciation I was given. As it looks like we are about set to go with the second half of action. Team meeting coming up here. UCD will be receiving the ball to start the second half. Thanks for tuning in, Mrs. Kolokides. Happy to have you along for the ride. First half for UCD, 26-0. They went 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions for a touchdown with a conversion, and touchdown in their 3 full drives. Strategy for the second half. I think strategy for the second half for UCD will be keep it going. This is a team that wants to prove just how good it can be leading into this season. And they've got 2 weeks of nobody else playing to build a lead very high in this season. As we see Hanover, Massachusetts joining us. Happy to see you, Chief and Mrs. Sweeney. Good to see everybody. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're interested. We've got all sorts of great action coming up here for this upcoming American football season. You may have noticed I had to change the date of game number 2 of this season. It is March 9th, not March 8th. So that'll be a Sunday game, not a Saturday game. And importantly, there's a good reason for that. Representatives from the Pittsburgh Steelers will be coming to Dublin to promote their Dublin game coming up next NFL season. Not sure who the Steelers are going to be sending, but it will be an incredible moment for both the club as well as for the city. Dublin will be hosting their first National Football League game coming up in September of next season. I see your comment, Scott Ehrlich. I do see your comment. If you want to send this link to your college of choice and let them judge for themselves, more than happy to figure that out. So UCD will begin the half with the football. Back to return will likely be Brandon Atwell on the left and Sean Douglas on the right. Douglas had some good catches in the offensive play. Not to get a touchdown, but he does have good yardage so far on the day. "12-minute quarters, so another separator for the American Football Ireland from the college and professional game in the United States. As you might be able to hear seagulls in the background, that's in part because the Irish Sea is not that far from here. If you see the Rebels sideline and you go straight that direction and past the Radio Television Aaron studios, you'll eventually get to the Irish Sea. And if you keep swimming in that, you'll eventually get to the British Isles, United Kingdom. We're coming up on sort of the end of halftime, so if you've got any last-minute questions. I see, Scott, you took my suggestion to heart. Okay, appreciate that. So if you've got any questions, anything you want to say, now's your chance, because I'll actually have a chance to read it and respond thoughtfully. I may not have that much of a chance during the course of the game.
Let's go. Hey, offense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Offense!
As paramedics are still on the Rebels sideline, Sean Cray was the one taken off most recently, the defensive lineman who had a little bit of an issue late in that half for the Rebels. All right, teams are still warming up. How many players does each squad have? Oh, so I see your comment, William. Well, that's the easier one to show. This was the starting defense for the team. Verjou and Harvey are the names you see on the bottom there. Sweeney's name is actually, he has the wrong number. He was assigned 72 to start the game. We made the graphic with him wearing 72, but instead he's wearing number 99. This was the starting offense today. Maidel starting at center and Mooney winning his starting job, with Cherpiche taking that all-important right tackle position. Hope that helps. The question, how many players each squad have? So let me see if I can count. So the Rebels came with 32 players listed in their roster today, whereas UCD, if you'll give me a second, this is a much larger roster. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a big roster. "69 players are listed on the roster for UCD today. That's a big roster by this league's standards. A lot more teams will have the same sort of rosters that the Rebels will have, with 30 to 40 players, with people playing defense, people playing offense, people playing special teams, specializing in multiple positions. UCD is 2 or 3 deep at every position, and in some positions they're 5 players deep. So this is a really good team at recruiting. They have a great recruitment drive every fall. There's a lot of players on this UCD team that you've yet to see that played in the intervarsity game and had good performances, showed up, played well. But now during the season, this is when the veterans come back. This is where the master's students, the graduates, the alumni players. Yeah, it's a lot. How many kids are from America? Now I regret not tallying that up prior to the game. So there is a sizable number of Americans, both among the alumni players as well as the current student players. I don't have a precise number for you. I should have tallied that up, and I did not. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here in the second half what the personnel movement is for UCD, and whether they start putting in the backups and first-year players.
All right, guys, lock in.
So, Alex, I see you paid attention. 60 players, but no place kicker in a rugby country. Yes, some of it is just a philosophical choice. There's just a philosophical shift by the coaching staff when they came in. Kieran O'Connell, there is more than that in the Americans camp. However, many of them have not played yet. So, Mr. Freeman, the eligibility requirements. So, because UCD uses the branding of a school, they do have to have some connection to UCD, either being a current student in any of the various degree programs that UCD runs in, or being an alum of the school in some respect. The coaches are volunteers. Some of them do have connections to UCD. Some of them do not have connections to UCD as a student. So you do need to have some form of an education at UCD, but it does not need to be a current student. There are alumni exceptions that allow UCD to field the roster that it does. I hope I've answered your questions, because now it's time for the kick return team to get their first bit of work so far in today's contest. Third quarter of action getting started underway. Rebels will kick off for the first time. I believe I said 34 for the Rebels roster. And the kick is going to bounce. Nobody's touched it. It's rolling toward the sideline. And an unforced error by the Rebels, a free kick out of bounds. Age range of the players. So we do have we have most players in their 20s. There are a couple of players in their 30s. I know there's one player for UCD who is, hang on a second. I'm trying to find the oldest player on the team. I remember that it started with Craig Carville, born in 1988, I believe, is the oldest player. So UCD will start from their 30 for their fifth drive of the game. Yes, Eddie Goggins Sr. is still listed on the roster for UCD. So here comes the first play for the second half. Mooney will hand it off, and it is did not go very far play, as that was Brandon Atwell, his first carry. He is back on the field. Mooney's setting the gun. Two in the backfield with him. Stays in for blitz pickup. Got a chance here for McKenniff. Barrels over a player, and he's fighting for that first down. He's close. And they will call it a first down. So the UCD sets up 5 yards from midfield, leading by 26 over the Rebels in this rematch of last year's Shamrock Bowl. Rooney's got his receivers spread to the left. Run play coming and short gain for Atwell. O-line going to push, and a decent push. In on the stop is Michael Masari, among others. For a 4-yard gain, brings up 2nd and 6. Looking for that 40-yard line, which is just beyond the 45-yard line of midfield. Mooney, no, Atwell, he's got plenty of blocking. He's got a lot of room. Atwell's going to break through and get the first down. Four plays, 2 first downs here on this drive so far. 26-0, the score between UCD and the Dublin Rebels. Just starting here in this third quarter, first drive of it. Rebels kick the kickoff out of bounds. High snap, Mooney able to field it. Mooney has good protection, going deep down the field, and it's broken up incomplete. Second down coming here. Mooney sets back in the shotgun. There are 8 teams in the league, but this is the only game of the league so far this season. UCD will also play the second game of the year. Atwell gets it. Flag on the blocking. So as of now, this looks like a first down play, but Stu Wiley is called for a hold. So this year's lineup of teams is the Belfast Knights, the Belfast Trojans, the Cork Admirals, the Dublin Rebels, who were seen on the field in white, the South Dublin Panthers, UCD, University of Limerick, and the Craigavon Cowboys, who won the Division 1 championship to get promoted up from Division 1. Offside play. Free play coming here. Mooney going to try to launch it. He launches it toward the sideline, and it is caught. So I believe UCD is going to take the play. I believe UCD is going to take the play here and take the yards. Penalty is declined indeed. Mooney looking for the play call as McKenniff is now in at running back. They'll send 2 receivers wide to the right. Keep a tight end back in the formation with a receiver to the left. Mooney, handoff McKenniff. McKenniff's got a lot of room. He's got plenty of blocking. Tom McKenniff, he has room. He's got speed. He's got the end zone. Touchdown, UCD. $30-0. UCD is on top. Lining up to go for 2. As Mooney is chatting with Brandon Atwell in the backfield. Atwell listed as the 3rd option at the running back position on the depth chart for UCD. 3 receivers right and 2 in the backfield. Hand off straight to Atwell. Atwell barrels through, gets past the tackler. He's got the conversion. So UCD keeps up its scoring pace, 34-0. So 34-0 is how we open this second half of action. UCD's kick team goes back onto the field. Will Lambert has had more time on the field with his kickoff unit than he has with his buddies in the defensive line. Rebels are staying back. And this one is going to sail into the end zone. Rebels can go all the way into the end zone. Yet another unforced error by the Rebels. And they will start the drive from inside the 5-yard line. This Dublin Rebels team wants to contend for a 4th straight matchup with UCD in the finals. They've got some work to do. I am asking my communication contact on the sideline whether the running clock starts. It's actually after 35 points, so we're all incorrect. So UCD is 1 point short of starting the running clock. Anyway, UCD's defense back on. It looks like the starting players are still on the field for UCD. Doran, handoff, trying to get outside the shadow of the end zone, and they will lose yards. The Rebels lost yards on the play designed to get them out of the shadow of the goalpost. Now from the 4-yard line, 2nd down. Doran setting up. Slot receiver to the left side with 2 more wide out. 1 more receiver wide right. Doran with an empty set backfield. He's got some issues. He's in the end zone. He's got to get rid of that ball. He does get rid of it for an incomplete pass. For all intents and purposes, that should have been a safety for UCD. Populated backfield with everybody for UCD trying to get back on that ball. We thank everybody for joining us. Wherever you've joined us from in the world, we're glad you've chosen us for your Saturday entertainment. It is 2:34 in the afternoon here in Ireland. So we thank you to our American listeners tuning in the morning and our Asian listeners tuning in the evening. (34-0). UCD on top. As it looks like there is a... It looks like they wave off whatever flag was on the field. So it's 3rd down now. UCD has forced punts on every drive for the Dublin Rebels except for one, where they forced a strip sack fumble recovery. Doran waits the ball. Got it, and he'll hand it off and play it safe. It's a run up the middle. Play designed just to get yards as 3 players for UCD swarmed the tackle, and that play did not go very far. Call is for Daniel Greer. Greer is from Stuttgart, Germany, that is. Greer, a current undergrad. He's in a first-year engineering program. And he's the one, number 37, lined up as the gunner's blocker. Rebels punting has been an adventure today. They're able to get this one off, and it's not great. It is better than some previous punts so far, but yet more good field position starting for UCD. They'll set up inside the Rebels half of the field. There's a flag coming up. There was a heavy rush. UCD is rotating through some of their depth, so the players they have listed on the kick return. The Rebels might be getting a gift here. Wow. A 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, and the Rebels get the drive going. 15 yards and a free first down on a roughing the kicker penalty. So the defense stays on. As the Rebels set up with their third first down of the day, their second via a penalty. Rebels are waiting for the signal to allow play to continue, and they finally get it as Paul Kirkland goes back under center. Getting the ball for Sam Duran. Duran's got it. Rebels need to get a lot of crowd. They won't get anything out of you. What a sack from Brandon Atwell, who's already got a 2-point conversion, and now as UCD rotates through its depth, Atwell on defensive end is back in the fold.
Come on, Charlie, you're quicker than that.
Rebels back up into their huddle to discuss their play, as UCD largely staying in formation.
Come on, Charlie, you're quicker than that. Don't let Brandon beat you to the ball. I heard about that. That's actually genuine.
So the answer I've received from the field is that the clock will start running at 35 points, not 34. So UCD is one score away, as this run is gonna go nowhere. A short gain for the Rebels brings up a 3rd and long on a game that the Rebels have had a really hard time getting anything going offensively. They've had very few plays in UCD's half of the field, and of the 3 first downs they've had, only 1 came from their own offense's efforts. I've just been informed that the teams are in rolling clock right now. A huge hit from Verjou, stopping the play. What a huge hit. And the Rebels, they're too far back to try anything interesting. So it looks like they're going to punt again. As Hugh O'Connor and Daniel Greer run onto the field. So here's another chance for yet another punt. The fifth one of the day that will count, assuming another defensive penalty does not end things. UCD's kick coverage is staying back. It will drop. And this one's a poison call for the kick return team. So the first drive of the third quarter for the Rebels goes nowhere special after the roughing the kicker penalty gifted the Rebels a second life. And here comes Ty O'Connor, number 9. You'll notice he's in a white helmet. So the teams are supposed to have uniform helmets, but Ty O'Connor's helmet is also used for the Irish Wolfhounds junior national team, where he is the starting quarterback. And O'Connor clearly did not paint his helmet blue before the start of today's game, as the camera is just going to turn away from the play momentarily, as O'Connor now in at play. It's a run play, and it doesn't go very far for McKenna. That's up second down. Second and long here. O'Connor waiting for the play signal to come through. That's Finn Bruton lining up in the slot on the left-hand side of the quarterback. They'll turn out looking for McKenna. A little bit of room, getting away from a tackler and getting across the midfield line. It takes 4 men to bring him down. O'Connor is going to get back on the ball. And looks like they've kept the starting 5 in for the offensive line, as backup quarterback is in Ty O'Connor. So it looks like Aaron Mooney's done for the day. O'Connor handoff to McKenniff, and McKenniff is dragged down behind the play. We thank everybody for tuning in, no matter where you're tuning in from. My name is Max Wolpoff, and I've been honored to bring you UCD versus the Rebels here this opening weekend of AFI season 2025. All receivers lined up to the right. O'Connor rolls that direction, spins it out, got decent touch with Donovan, who spins out of one. There's a stiff arm, and gets the first down. There is Shamrock Bowl 2-time MVP Tom Donovan. Already with a touchdown today, but that may have been his most impressive performance so far in a single play. O'Connor waits for the signal. Good to see Jefferson Freeman back on the field for UCD. He took a really hard hit on a touchdown that ended up not counting. As this play's bottled up in the backfield, McKenniff going the opposite direction. Second down here for UCD. The coaching staff in the last practice before this game mentioned it was time to start visualizing hitting the opposition. So when we learned that Rebels were going to be wearing white as O'Connor gets the snap, swings it out to McKenniff. McKenniff gets away from one, cannot get away from the second. So the coaching staff and various captains told the players, visualize hitting players in white and black. That was their call, And it looks to have worked so far. That visualization training, something I'm very much a proponent of, seems to have worked here. The aggression is dialed up very high on the defensive side, and offensively, receivers have not hesitated to get physical. O'Connor calls for a block and passes behind Wiley. Incomplete. O'Connor had plenty of time to throw that ball. Unfortunately, he didn't have an open receiver to throw to. As trying to listen in on any potential discipline here, as the referees are talking with various members of the D-line. And for the first time today, we're going to see a UCD punt. First time today we've seen a punt for UCD. This is their second drive to not end in points. They had one drive at the very, very end of the first half. This was also an interesting competition throughout camp. As Tom Donovan lines up to punt, high snap, he handles it. Limited rush on, and it's a nice kick bouncing toward the goal line. It will be down inside the 5. Even when UCD punts, they can't do anything wrong today. So Donovan, a punt inside the 5, sends the defense back onto the field with great field position to keep the Rebels back. (34-0). UCD on top of the Dublin Rebels in this rematch of the AFI championship from last year. Let's see what the Rebels have today. Doran getting back in shotgun. You're starting to see the depth for UCD take over. Duran, it's a low snap. He'll throw deep one-on-one coverage. Got him, man. It's Breslin. Breslin is pushed out of bounds. And a deep play beating the coverage. Liam Polson was on the coverage. First down, Rebels.
Do not take no for an answer. Attack.
Two receivers set up to the left, two receivers set up to the right, with a running back in the backfield. UCD staying with their nickel formation. Another pop-up snap. Rush is going to get toward him, and it's a short pass incomplete. You'll notice this a lot if you watch UCD play this season. They like rotating their defensive line in 3 plays at a time. As the coaching staff today came in with a great plan, and they have taken it to the Dublin Rebels to have yet to get to a first and goal situation today. This is the first I've seen of Adam Quinlan, number 97, on the right side of the defensive formation. He had an incredible day with 5 sacks all on his own. Quinlan, of course, is unblocked on a read option play and stopped in the backfield for no gain. Camille Cherpiche, the defensive captain, brings him down. Rebels will huddle up as we are approaching the final quarter of action. As Sean O'Brien and Will Ehrlich, the backup linebackers, have come into the game. Let's see if UCD's depth is as well as their first team. Playing off coverage here. Pass comes. Breslin again, another catch, and he is stopped. Dan Verjou again on the stuff play after a short gain. Third down, as this is the end of the third quarter. UCD is going to go onto the field for the fourth quarter. On defense, it'll be third down here for the Rebels. As Paul Kirkland is discussing something with the referees crew. The Rebels quarterback today is Sam Doran, and Doran has not had a whole lot of work go his way today for the Rebels offense. UCD lines up in punt formation. Sean Douglas, the one back to receive this kick. As UCD's first real mistake today was sending on 9 for the punt return team. Three, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, they've only got 10 on the field. Daniel Greer runs back, and he'll run straight up the middle. He almost gets the punt block, and he runs into the kicker. Greer was out of formation, ran up the middle, got close to blocking that punt, and then ran into the punter. Really curious here what the call is. This may be yet another gifted first down. Yep, it is yet another punt to roughing the kicker. So the Rebels are gifted yet another roughing the kicker first down to open this fourth quarter on a 15-yard penalty to spot the ball at the 40. There was a lot of confusion on who was in for that punt block play. Greer ended up coming in off the sideline, ran up the middle with a good head of steam, couldn't stop himself in time. So it looks like the first team has come back on, minus a couple of players. Let's see what Doran has here as Quigley backs off of pressure. Ehrlich running up. Ehrlich is going to get him. Sack made. That's his second of the day. Second down coming for the Rebels. They trailed. I just now remembered that I never updated the score graphic to reflect that it was the fourth quarter. My apologies, everybody. I'm sorry if I confused anyone. As we thank all of you for joining us here on UCD American Football's YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe so you know when we go live for our next game on March 9th, coming up next Sunday. Duran, blitz shown. Blitz comes up the right side and taking it all the way back. Beep, beep, beep. That's the sound of the offense going in reverse. UCD sets up the Rebels with a lengthy third down play here, about where they tried to kick the ball from previously. The Rebels will try the short side of the formation with 2 receivers stacked in the slot and 1 wide, along with an extra receiver on the line. Duran takes. Running back will take the draw play, and this draw play is going to get good yards, but not going to get enough yards. Couldn't get back to the original line of scrimmage for the series, and it will bring up fourth down. Now let's see if the punt team gives away another first down. It was the second time that the Rebels offense was gifted a roughing the kicker first down. They've got a long ways to go. They need to get to the UCD 40 in order to reset the chains and have first down. We are in a rolling clock situation with UCD up by 34 here in this fourth quarter of action. Long snap is good. Kick is good. Nobody touches the kicker. And Andre Balafa downs the punt inside the UCD 20. The coop you hear on the sideline is for Cooper McQueen, number 30. He was a participant in UCD's intervarsities. Had multiple touchdowns in that game as Tyg O'Connor comes back in. So Aaron Mooney's day looks like it is definitely over now. So let's see if O'Connor's second drive goes better than his first, as it resulted in UCD's first punt to end their offense in the last quarter. Handoff is up the middle, not going to get very far. Brings up second down. O'Connor sets up with two in the backfield, two receivers to his left, one to the right. Looking underneath, got Wiley. Wiley barrels over a player, gets more yards, and it sets up a third and makeable. Like it's about a 3rd and 5. Just eyeballing it from here. As O'Connor silently takes his time in the backfield waiting for the signal. O'Connor's got 3 receivers to his left. O'Connor going deep, and confusion as to where that ball was coming from. Wiley couldn't get his head around in time. Jack O'Riordan was also open down the left side, as this will be UCD's second punt. Donovan goes back from his wide receiver duties to receive this punt. Donovan's ready before the Rebels defense. Perfect long snap. Good left-footed kick. This one is going to take a friendly UCD bounce out of bounds. And a late flag here on Jesus Aguilar. There's a penalty after the kick. So this is going to affect the yardage, as I believe the point is toward UCD, though. If this foul is on UCD, the Rebels have the option to force a replay. It is indeed a personal foul against the Rebels. So this will make it a yet more hard starting field position. Last score for UCD came on a touchdown and 2-point conversion to lead off the second half of action, as the Rebels we got the ball for the 8th time today. Rebels have had the ball more frequently than they've had plays in UCD's half of the field. Purely by memory, I think they've only run 2 in UCD's half. I'm just being told now there are 6 minutes and 6 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter of action with UCD up 34-0. Doran gets the snap. Doran under pressure, escaping left side, and he will run toward the sideline. He chased out of bounds. UCD now facing second down here, closer to midfield. Rebels looking to just get something on the board. Be happier about this as the camera has decided to focus on something not related to this game. The Rebels are just about set to line up, but the camera will eventually return, and it does.
Hey, let's go, Amy! Take a play, man! 2 who's home!
Duran back in the shotgun with 3 receivers lined up deep to his left. Quickly shows blitz and back toss. It is a run up the middle, and it is not going to get very far. Craig Carville joining in on that sack. Adam Quinlan also on the tackle. Third down coming here for Dublin Rebels. UCD, given the time left, seems to be well on their way to starting the season 1-0. Keeping with the same formation, 3 receivers to the left. And it's another keeper for the QB. Keeping to the outside, Duran escapes pressure and is wrapped up and taken down on a play eventually.
Don't take the cheese, baby. Don't take the cheese. Good.
Let's go, D-line!
Must never have marked who number 39 is. That's my apologies to Liam Paulson.
Let's go, Sam!
First down setup here. Pitch play coming. Getting good yards and able to get through. UCD totally content to run out this clock as the Rebels finally get plays in UCD's half. Best sustained drive the Rebels have had so far today, but it's coming too little too late to affect the outcome of today's contest. 3 receivers left and a tight end to the right side of the formation. Moran, pressure is up the middle. As it is Binats Lukian. As here comes still more defensive reserves for UCD. It looks like the defense has stopped playing games. They've put in most of their starters back for this play. As the Rebels are threatening their first taste of the red zone today. Doran drops back. Doran settles it long, and it is broken up incomplete. Receiver had his hands on the ball, could not haul it in and complete the process of a catch. Rebels have to set up once more. Rebels will emerge from the huddle, needing about 4 or 5 yards to convert this first down play. Three receivers right with a slot and one wide out to the left. Duran waits and takes the snap. He's got a lot of pressure in his face right away. It's broken up. Could not get Brian Malloy on the grab. UCD putting their first team back in the field, including Brandon Atwell subbing in on defensive end. Atwell was unable to be used for the first half as he was serving a suspension from the league resulting from his ejection from the Shamrock Bowl between these two squads last summer. Three receivers left now. Duran's got it. Pressure is up the middle, straight in his face. Duran goes down, and a flag coming on the stack. This could be anything from roughing the passer to holding. Not totally sure what the call is going to be. We are late in the stages of the fourth quarter of action. UCD result comfortably in hand. Now getting some reserve players some playing time, as well as trying to play for pride, keeping the Rebels off the scoreboard. As we await word on what this penalty is. And they pick it up. No penalty. That was the third play in this series for the Rebels. Let's see what they've got here. Three more receivers on the left side. They got one slot to the right. Duran blitz up the middle is picked up by the linebacker. He's going long, trying to get it all, and broken up. No option. The Rebels fail again. There's Zhu and Polson on the coverage as the offense takes over on downs. Now a curious feature here for UCD. How does their offense respond to being up 34-0 with several players getting their first taste of the game? As this looks like it's Joe Carroll coming into the game. And a nice run play up the right side is the first place in scrimmage call with Joe Carroll in the backfield. So all three quarterbacks listed on the depth chart for UCD have come in and are playing in this game. O'Connor had 2 series. Aaron Mooney got their offense to a 34-0 lead. And here, Joe Carroll having a chance to play. Carroll's got 2 receivers set to the right. He looks that direction, escapes pressure, running, throws across his body, has it. An incredible catch from Lewis Stenson sets up the first down. UCD's offense crosses midfield once again. As Stenson, he was definitely a standout from the InterVarsity games. When he wasn't catching passes, he was giving up big blocks. As many a coach will tell you, no block, no rock. And Stenson is a living embodiment of that. Carroll again takes the snap. Carroll looking deep, The setup, looking for a man. Oh, Donovan. Donovan open over the middle. Tom Donovan fighting for the first down, getting to that goal line. Oh, he's just short. It looks like he's going to be 1 yard short of the touchdown. As UCD gets an incredible grab from a man who's already got a touchdown today, as this is the 2-minute warning. UCD will call a timeout as well, their first of the half. UCD's offense is going to take a few minutes here and make sure that they've got themselves in good working order. Down at the 1 yard line, Tom Donovan has definitely been a standout today. When he hasn't been catching touchdown passes and going for long runs like that, he's been a great punter as well. Down a great punt inside of the 20 and inside of the 5 in today's game, and only 2 times UCD has needed to punt. So Choke Carroll goes back in at quarterback. UCD did take a timeout. They've got too many people on the field as Donovan and Bruton go back into the field of play. 3 receivers bunched on the right and 1 wide to the left. Snap comes. Carroll keeps it, and he's running out of options. He's just going to try it for the end zone. Nope, he didn't quite get there. Not sure if he stepped out or just couldn't reach it to the pylon, but either way, it's 2nd and goal. UCD's offense trying to keep a good thing going here. Everybody here playing for pride more so than the score. Late in the 4th quarter, UCD up by 34. 2nd and goal coming from the 1. Up the middle, Cooper McQueen, and he is going to be stopped short again. And here comes Tyler Houghton coming onto the field for UCD. First time I've seen him play today. He didn't fill in the bio form that I asked for, so I don't know a whole lot about him. But Tyler Houghton is in at running back. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Douglas already with the TD today. The pitch is to Houghton, and Houghton is going to break through the fence. Touchdown UCD to make it 40-0. UCD up 40-0 in the late stages of this game, as the Rebels do have to defend the formation for the 2-point try. As Liam Butler lined up at center, the referees might just call this game, and they do. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Dublin. UCD opens the American Football Ireland season and their defense of the Shamrock Bowl with a 40-0 victory. An incredible end to today's contest. UCD puts up a 40-burger against their cross-county rivals and Shamrock Bowl opponents each of the last 2 seasons. Wow. What a game for UCD, and what a statement to the premier division of this league. This is a great start to UCD's season. We thank everybody for joining us. The video feed might be going dark any moment now. We thank all of you for being part of this American Football Ireland season opener between UCD and the Dublin Rebels. Your final score from Dublin 4, UCD 40, Dublin Rebels nothing. Teams will line up and shake hands, and an incredible contest today. Thank you for joining me. Please be back next Sunday as the Pittsburgh Steelers send representatives for UCD when they take on the Belfast Knights. Hope to see everybody there. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for joining today's contest. We will have another contest next Sunday, and then that'll be it for March. But here and now, thank you for joining us today.